Welcome. It's a brand new working week and it's time to refresh your morning with that dose of all things informative and of course entertaining.
Yeah, it's still it's a good time to call the week brand new. I like that idea of, you know, freshness, waking up in the morning. I got lots of rest this weekend, so I'm not groggy.
Hopefully you did too.
Yeah.
And of course, definitely, it's always a great day when we are here with you, and we promise to make this time spent with us worth your while. My name is Titilayo Onisa.
And I'm Yomi Okwe.
All right.
Hey, people.
So,
brand new week.
Refreshed, actually.
Titi's mirroring my style. I know.
Really?
I already knew I was going to create a trend.
Really?
It's all right.
It seems
I actually love yours, the center parting, and I'm like, Fola.
No, Fola just has a way of, you know, bringing out some really interesting hairstyles.
So both of you are going to be talking about your hairs this
Wait,
morning.
when you guys are talking stuff, we don't interrupt.
Yeah,
Stay out of it.
Exactly. So, I decided to mirror it today.
Yeah,
yes.
it looks really nice.
Something I've been planning for a while. Thank you.
And while Mike is looking like he's going to blow in a minute.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Mary is brightly and bright this morning because yesterday was a very bad day for Mary.
Oh wow! For Mary?
Yeah, very bad.
What happened?
Very bad.
In the world of
sports. Can I walk off the set already?
It was so bad that I'm shocked that there are no after effects this morning.
No, the after effects are here. Can you see my eyes?
Mike is looking like it's his wedding day. Did you see Mike on the screen?
I'm actually shocked. You see,
it's okay.
Arsenal
Let's move on.
Whooped 3-0. Yes.
Chelsea were whooped.
Was it 3?
2.
Was it not more than 3?
You're the sports anchor.
No, but I'm surprised that Mary. I don't know. Mary, how do you do it, please?
Can you see the bags under my eyes?
Really?
Okay. So how do you do it?
That's what happens.
You know, because you know what happens. You know what happens. It's Motivation Monday, so
I need motivation.
You know what happens.
Please.
You're going to let us know on social media. How do you go through the hard times? What do you? What do you do? So you know, I'd mentioned this thing before. But you're going to be the expert. What do you do to go through those?
You see a lot of people
times?
going after Arsenal. They will not talk about the tough times.
So Mary, you're going to be the first person that will start with it. That's what we're doing on social media today. How do you go through? Yeah, how do you go through times like this?
You wake up in the morning, you have your bath, and you make sure you don't come late to work.
Okay, so I'm actually thinking of this motivation thing that Mike started, and you know, there are different things that motivate people in the morning. Some people it's prayer, some people it's kind words, some people it's just the money they're going to go and collect. So what exactly motivates you, and how can we be a part of that, honestly? So maybe we can use this, maybe.
Yeah. There was a time Fela's song used to motivate me.
Are you kidding?
That's
Mary.
Which one? Lara Monday.
Really?
Yeah, that song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because you hear a lot of if you take you know, if you ask a taxi man to take you somewhere and you don't pay, you will know that Lagos is not a place to mess with people. It's a really nice song.
That's the translation.
But there's heavy traffic on the roads
takes
right
rubbish
now.
in Lagos.
There are a lot of people with road rage and things like that.
Should there be rains by this time?
Yes, now we are moving towards no.
Like there's a lot. Yeah, climate. I don't know. Nigeria's weather is changing.
No,
now.
you can never predict it again. If for rain to fall on Christmas Day, which year was that?
Yeah,
you don't.
It was heavy 2 days back, and then this morning it drizzled in some areas and all of that. And so this morning you have to be careful wherever you're going to. Yeah. If there's rains, some places are flooded because in some parts it drizzled all through the night. So some places are flooded. So you just be careful.
Yeah.
In Lagos actually.
In Lagos,
so I don't know if you are in
Mr. Akpan. That man showed me James Bond skills this morning.
Okay.
I didn't know that man could drive like that.
But sadly, we even saw an accident on the way.
Several, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the
even
way
just here, the road was
cars were skidding off the road because of the floods and the slippery roads as well. So a number of cars skidded off.
So the point is that when it's slippery, that's me, auntie. When it's slippery, you just make sure that you don't go too fast. Traction, you lose traction. There's not so much a grip of the tires. So it's normal, man. There's oil on the road.
Part of the problem is people speeding. We tend to forget the fact that it's rained already. You need to be more careful driving. And that's why I also give a shout out to Mr. Akpan. Yes, he did some James Bond skills, but there were times that I was like,
and you know, some of the roads are pretty bad. So I mean, it all works together. Just
it's time for us to head over to Mike and Benjamin, and because of the downpour outside, we're having aerobics inside today.
Yeah.
Who told you, Titi? Saying what they know. I don't mind. I'm just kidding, of course. We're having aerobics inside this morning. I've got Ben in the house. How you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
Okay, so what do you have for us this morning?
I'm going to be doing a very quick one, the Spartacus workouts. Yes.
That name is very suggestive. Okay, take it away.
All right. So first of all, you stretch to the right and to the left. Then you stretch your legs this way and this way. Then we'll start with a squat kick. We'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then after that, we're doing the lunges. Now, how we'll do the lunges? You go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now these two exercises are basically for the lower body to help you build the quads, the hamstring, and your glutes. So we're moving over to upper body. So we're starting with some push-ups. Go this way. The standard push-up. This way. Stay in a plank position and you go down to your chest 8 inches away from the floor and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now that standard push-up works for the chest. So we're gonna be targeting the triceps. So we do diamond push-up to target more of your triceps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're moving over to the core. So we're doing some core exercises. We do the flutter kicks. The flutter kicks, you go this way. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then the knee tuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then the bicycle, you're going like this, you're going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. So those exercises are for the core. Then the final one we're going to be doing is the planks. So the planks helps you, it helps for stability and it works your core muscles very well. So you're going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you mustn't necessarily stop at 10. You can go as more reps as possible here.
Okay, so this was full total body workout?
Yes, here.
Cool, great one for a Monday morning. All right, so it's boiling, it's making sense. Things are happening in the kitchen already. So let's head over to Mionte and Mary. Let's catch up with what they have.
It's always easy to know when Mike is already salivating. So it's all right, Mike. It's okay. We understand your pain, your feeling. You're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mary, and I've got Chef Mionte here with me. He's been really busy doing a lot of prep for a while now.
Okay, now.
Yeah, so what are we making today?
Yeah, so today we're making flattened chicken and mushroom sauce.
Flattened chicken and mushroom sauce.
Yes.
Like, how do you come up with these things?
Well, in my dream, I just sleep at night.
Yes, you wake up. Inspiration.
Okay.
Let's go over the ingredients.
Yeah, so basically we are making use of These are the spices.
Okay, I see black pepper.
Black pepper, Italian seasoning, paprika, and salt.
Okay.
Of course, our chicken breast,
Flattened.
which has been flattened.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like when you're trying to make an escalope. Yeah, how I flattened it was I put in between you can use a foil sheet or you can use a cling film. Okay. You just eat it till it's flat.
With the tenderizer?
Yes.
Okay.
Then these are mushrooms. There are different kind of mushrooms. I'm making use of button mushrooms. They're white mushrooms. Yes, we have white, we have oyster, we have shiitake. We're making use of button mushroom.
Okay.
Chicken stock, corn flour, and we have the rice by the side.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
It doesn't matter what kind of mushrooms, right?
No, well, it doesn't really matter.
Because there might be a reason you're making use of this anyway.
Well, this is the most relatable and the most common.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, what we want to do is, please, could you get me? Yes. Could you get me? Yes.
Okay.
So while Mary's getting the oil, what we want to do is season our chicken. So we just salt. We season it on both sides. Okay, a bit of Italian herbs also.
Okay. Salt,
black
Italian
pepper.
Herbs. Yes.
Do you know why we do this?
So it will not be too concentrated and for you to spread out evenly.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, but it's always fun.
I've been teaching her well, you know.
I've been learning now. The only thing that is left is my certificate.
Okay. Then a bit of paprika. We'll do this on both sides.
Okay. Second side. Salt, black pepper.
Yeah. So black pepper,
Italian seasoning. And paprika.
Yes. You're a very wonderful teacher, learner.
Yes, we are learning.
Yes. So basically, what we're doing this, so you know, this is the chicken tastes good at the same time. Although we're still making a sauce, sort of the mushroom sauce, but it shouldn't mean you should not try and make the chicken taste good.
Right.
So this is piping hot. I can feel that by just putting it, and I know that it's
Why
hot.
don't you leave for like a second? Like, don't just...
Oh, I should leave it?
Yeah, like just... Like, no, like...
Okay.
Just a little bit of oil?
Yes, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Seriously.
Okay, so the most appropriate tool to use is a tongue. This is a tongue. It's spelled T-O-N-G. Not T-O.
Let's go on.
I'm sure in her mind she's like, tongue. Oh, tongue.
Come on. You have my time this morning.
Yes, I do have your time.
Should the oil be very hot as well?
No, you can see the pan is hot.
Yes.
So you want to give it a good sear.
Okay.
Yes, basically. If you don't...
very well seasoned.
Yeah. Now, while this is cooking...
How long for each side?
Now, since it's flatter, normally it could cook for about 7 to 8, 9 minutes.
Okay.
But now we're going to cook it for less than 5 minutes.
Oh, really? Flatter. Because it's flatter?
Yes.
Okay.
So, we're going to flip it in the next about 3 minutes, you know.
Okay.
And the next thing we are going to be making is the mushroom sauce.
So how are we making that?
So the mushroom sauce is very simple. So you're going to saute your mushrooms, add your chicken stock to it, and add the corn flour is to thicken it.
Okay.
After that, you serve by putting your chicken on the plate, and drizzling your sauce, and putting the rice.
That's all there is to it?
Yes.
Fantastic.
It is simple, wonderful, easy to make,
At what
and
point
delicious.
does the rice get involved?
7.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was wondering because we started cooking it so early. Yeah. All right, then. We will go for a short break now. And when we get back, we'll be talking about knowing the worth of your product or service as an entrepreneur. Stay with us at Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. For growing entrepreneurs, pegging a price to your product or service might be directly related to how you perceive the value of what you are selling or offering. Now, the risk is that you might not actually be pegging the right price. Entrepreneurs often have it tough trying to give the right amount to the right type of product or service, and sometimes underprice their products. They end up struggling to keep the business afloat, or in fact overprice it and find out that no one is buying. Business expert Habiba Balogun is here to shed light on this. Now, she's no stranger to the show. It's great to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Welcome back.
Thanks, thank you.
Okay, so young entrepreneurs, well, entrepreneurs in general, we tend to see that a lot of businesses don't stay open for that long. And it could be directly or indirectly linked to how they're pricing their product or service. But then I want to kind of break it down. I want to give a scenario of, okay, so I'm a boutique owner and I just sell shoes, you know. So how do I know how to price these shoes?
Okay, well, there are several ways that you can do that. Okay. The first thing is, before you even talk about how to price your shoes, you have to have it fixed in your mind that I'm doing this business to make money.
Okay.
And the making money is to make profit.
Okay.
And profit is separate from my own remuneration or my salary as the business owner.
Okay. That's three different issues now.
Yes. Okay. Profit. So I'm in the business to make money.
Yes.
I actually want to make profit, and profit is separate from my own remuneration as the owner of the business or as the manager of the business. So when they put all their costs, very often they don't put how much they're going to pay themselves because they say, I'm the owner of the business. Okay. So they cost everything else except themselves and think that the profit will be enough to pay you however much you want and give you enough to restock and so on. That's not really how to plan a business. That's the first problem. So because of that, they're often underpricing. Okay. And the business will go out, you will go out of business because when it's time to replace your stock, or you realize, this business is not paying my bills, I'm still struggling to pay my rent, and you're wondering how come. And it came from that pricing decision.
Okay. So I'm thinking now, it seems like a simple business. I have shoes, you know, different sizes, different colors. I have a space, a shop. It seems easy. I wait for customers to come in and they buy my product, you know. But then I'm thinking of other issues, like maybe where I purchase the product from. For instance, I know a lot of, especially women, well, not only women, entrepreneurs go abroad to buy some of their products. So is there a difference in pricing for the people that bought locally or are doing local services than those that are doing international trade?
Yeah, I mean, there is a difference in pricing, but there shouldn't be a difference in how to set your pricing. Okay. So the first thing about setting your pricing is to know your costs and to include all your costs. So if you if you travel abroad to buy, obviously you're not expecting to make all your money back from the flight, the accommodation, your local transport, what you ate while you are there. Okay. You're not expecting to make all of that back from one pair of shoes. Okay? So you expect to make it back from all the stock that you have. You must count that cost, plus the cost of your rent, plus the cost of your own time. If you are your own employee, you don't have other employees, you must include that cost. And put a salary for yourself as well. Then you know that if you make profit, you are truly making profit. You have covered all your costs.
Okay, so I'm trying to put a perspective in there. So these 10 pairs of shoes I bought, that's where the money for the generator is coming from. That's where the money for the rent is coming from. That's where my salary is coming from. Okay. That's where restocking money is coming from. So you're saying I have to think of all these aspects first before I put a price on these 10 pairs of shoes?
Yeah, obviously you're not going to put the price of your rent on the 10 pairs of shoes because the rent is for the whole year. Okay. But the rent, if I break my rent down into 12 months, divided by 12, it should tell me how much of my rent that 10 pair of shoes should cover. Okay. And then just imagine you're not the one running the business. If you paid somebody to run the business, how much would you have to pay that person? Put that cost of management as part of your costs as well. Many entrepreneurs make that mistake, and that's why they have a pricing problem. But that's just on the cost side. Because now, can people afford to pay? That's on the other side, right?
So that's, sorry, a good question. Can people actually afford to pay? Because I'm thinking these shoes must be really great shoes if I'm packing all these costs on top of it. And, you know, it does go into perspective of, you know, things I'm actually paying for. Like, should I actually be renting a shop when it's just 10 pairs of shoes I'm selling? You know, I'm thinking about that. But then what about in cases of services? You know, so there's some service providers that is kind of hard to, so they didn't travel, you know, to buy a product and come and sell it to me. but this is knowledge that they've garnered maybe through education or experience. Okay, for instance, let me see if I can break it down. Maybe a person who sells wedding accessories now, and then a customer comes to the store and says, oh, I'm not sure which color would be best for this particular event, you know. And then, of course, selling these products, I give you advice and say, oh, I think blue would be nice. I think silver would be nice. Are you saying I can actually charge for that kind of service?
Absolutely. So there are two businesses there. So one, there's the sale of wedding accessories.
Yeah.
And then there's a sale of advisory services. Okay. So some people do both, but you can split them up. You can be somebody, I am somebody who helps you choose all your accessories, advise you, make sure you get the best prices, the best vendors, and all I'm selling you is my advice. Okay. And so you're paying me for that advice, or you're paying me for my time. Or I'm somebody who sells wedding accessories. And part of my marketing cost is giving advice. I'll give the advice for free so that they will come and buy my products. So that one will be a marketing cost. The advice would be a marketing cost for you. And you can do a combination. We sell products, but if you want us to advise you as well, obviously we'll just have a small fee that we attach to that. But it's important that the client knows upfront what they're paying for.
Which now takes us back to what you said earlier about, can they afford to pay for these products? So how do I know if my target market can afford these products?
Okay, so you should have done some market research, but it's a big word, market research. It doesn't have to be a big deal. You can go out, meet 10 people, 10 friends, 10 family members and say, how much are you ready to pay for this? If I'm selling a wedding accessory, I can get maybe a hair something or a hat. And I can put 1,000 naira on it. I can put 5,000 naira on it. I can put 10,000 naira on it. And say, would you buy this for 1,000 naira? Would you buy this for 5,000? You can just ask just 10 people. And 10 people, from their reactions, it will give you an idea of, okay, this is about how much people are ready to pay for this sort of product. And then you look at what your competitors are doing and see how much they are charging. And you say, okay, what makes my own different? And what extra value that, oh, I'm not just selling you the hat. I'm going to be there to make sure it is well adjusted. That comes with part of my service. That's why you're paying more. Okay? So you make sure that the value they're going to get from you, the client knows as well.
I'm thinking about what you mentioned something that's kind of taking me in the angle of competition. Okay. So in Lagos, like at Lagos Island, you see on one street 20 people doing exactly the same thing or selling exactly the same product in different variations. So now, you've done your market research, you know what your cost is, you know how much your flight ticket costs to bring those things in. But guess what? The lady next door is probably selling something a little less quality, you know, but is selling for a more affordable price. How do you, is that where the price war thing comes in? Because I'm worried that I'm going to lose customers to this person that's beside me.
Yeah. Again, a lot of entrepreneurs make a mistake just limiting sales to pricing. Okay. You don't really sell based on the price. You sell based on your ability to sell. That is why you see people walking past all those shops and going to one particular shop because the lady there knows how to sell. She knows how to welcome them, knows how to make them feel special, and all those other things. So your ability to sell is actually more important than the price of the product. If you are a salesperson, you can sell anything. You can sell anything. So knowing how to sell is important. I keep telling people, don't go into business if you don't know how to ask people for money. Okay. If you don't go into business, there are certain things you must be able to do to go into business. Otherwise, you have the best product, you have a good price, but somebody next door who knows how to make people feel good and make the whole sales experience wonderful will just, you know, take all your customers. So the ability to sell is critical.
I'm thinking we should talk a bit about this issue of losing customers to someone else. I know a lot of women especially have this kind of intimidation thing, you know, going on. Sometimes they're intimidated by this particular person who maybe she's well-spoken, she dresses well, they don't understand how she's making her money, and, you know, they feel bad about it, and they get very protective over their business, and they're, you know, very evasive when it comes to some questions that you might want to ask. I've even had some cases where maybe I'm trying to ask the price of a product, and then maybe they don't even think you want to buy, and they don't want to tell you because they think you're from the competition. When it comes to pricing and, of course, how to make sure you make that sale, really, really, what advice would you give to women that feel that way?
Wow. It's really tough, okay, because anybody who is serious about business, they do what they call secret shopping or mystery shopping. They will send people, they can even send the person with money to go and buy. Okay. So there's no way you can prevent them from knowing what your prices are, what your products are. They're going to know. So it's up to you to stay on top of your game when it comes to ability to sell. Okay. Make the people, welcome people, go out to the street, tell them about your products, network. And then when they come, make sure they have a fantastic sales experience with you. And then after the sale, you follow them up again. Say, so if we're talking about wedding accessories, how was the wedding? I hope everybody looked beautiful. They'll say, oh yes, absolutely. And the next time somebody's getting wedding, they'll say, no, don't go to anybody else.
Go to my person.
Go to this person. Don't even think about price, because what you're getting from this person, you know. So you just have to stay ahead of the competition. Protectionism is going to hold you back more than to hold your competitors back.
I wish we could continue this conversation, but I think we should go on social media to do that. Please, what are your comments on this particular issue? Make sure you use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria at TVC Connect. We have to go on a short break right now. Don't go anywhere. We're heading straight to the kitchen.
Welcome back to the kitchen, right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And I've still got Chef Miyonse here. Some progress has been made, and it's time for us to catch up with what's been done so far. So
yes, we're done with the chicken.
Okay.
We cooked the chicken on both sides. So what we're doing here now is we are sauteing the mushrooms. So we're going to do this for about 2-3 minutes.
Did you put in any oil?
Yes, we did put in oil.
A little bit of oil?
Yes. So we'll do this 2-3 minutes.
Has it been seasoned?
No, the chicken stock is well seasoned enough for you to, So we'll just be adding a little bit of black pepper and Italian seasoning here. Okay. And just keep cooking it for about 1 more minute. Okay. Before we add our chicken stock.
Okay. Is that up to a minute already?
What?
Is that up to a minute?
Yeah, it is. It's going to cook anyway. So, we add our chicken stock.
Okay.
Now we add our corn flour mix. This is to thicken it.
Okay.
But if you don't have corn flour at home, you could just add a bit of flour into it.
Regular flour?
Yeah.
I've always wondered if you can use any kind of flour.
What other kind of flour do you want to use?
I said any kind of flour. There are different types. There's yam flour. There's
I think you should try it. You should try it.
You know me, I like to try.
That's why you said you'd made the
pancake. I still made some yesterday.
Pancake with what?
Black pepper and adobo. Delicious.
That's not pancakes.
I'm serious. I still made them yesterday. That's what I had for dinner. Pancakes with adobo and black pepper. And as I was making them, funny enough, I didn't know you were going to come today, but I kept thinking, Beyonce, he's going to have a good laugh.
Do you add sugar to those pancakes?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, we just leave this to cook till it's quite thick. If you're not sure if you leave it to cook for about 2-3 minutes to check if the consistency is fine. Okay. If it's still not thick, you could add more corn flour to it to thicken it.
Okay.
So it's add the corn flour gradually. You don't need to add it all at once, so it doesn't end up making the sauce too thick. Okay. You still want it to maintain a level of consistency. Yeah. Right. So once that is done, all you need to do is take care of the heat, serve your chicken, your mushroom sauce on it, and your rice by the side.
Wow, that's all.
That is all.
Wow. Okay, let's go through the ingredients again.
So basically, we made use of chicken breast.
Okay.
A little bit of salt, black pepper, paprika, and
Italian seasoning.
Italian seasoning. Then we cooked it on both sides. We flattened it and we cooked it on both sides. Then as for the mushroom.
Just a minute. Just so you know, in case you want to quickly scribble them down, the ingredients are on your screen right now. We're making flattened chicken with mushroom sauce, okay? So you can write out the ingredients on your screen. If you missed them, you can always check out our Facebook page and, of course, our website. All right, so what else?
Yeah. So basically, What else? Yes, mushrooms.
Yeah. Now
you saute the mushrooms. Yeah. Once you saute the mushrooms, you add your chicken stock to it, and you add your corn flour mix. By that time, you cook it, and it doesn't take long to cook.
Obviously. So, because I can see 2 minutes of this, yes, 2 minutes with the chicken.
It doesn't take long to cook. Within 5 minutes, your sauce is ready. So what you need to do is serve your chicken, add your mushroom sauce to it, and serve the rice by the side.
What other things can I serve it with? Say if I'm probably off rice. I know many people do all these diets now.
Yeah, okay. You could actually choose potatoes.
Potatoes?
Yes.
Which would
roasted
you recommend?
Roasted potatoes.
Which of them?
Yeah, you could roast it.
Roasted Irish potatoes though, so
what you need to do is just drizzle a little bit of oil into it, salt, black pepper, any herbs you want to add to it, maybe rosemary, thyme, pop it in the oven.
Bake it?
Yeah, bake it, bring it out.
That's all?
Yes.
Wow.
It's very easy.
And it goes perfectly with this?
Yes, it could go, but first choice is rice.
It will be rice?
Yes.
Or bread?
Or couscous.
Or couscous. Oh, couscous.
Yes.
We need to make couscous
bread,
again.
No.
I love couscous. And
bread,
then, of course,
no.
Bread, no. Why? We like bread and stew.
It's an awkward combination, yes.
But is it?
This is not
stew. Could it serve as a starter?
Eh? No.
It doesn't. It's a
this
proper.
Main course, yes.
Okay. Now I understand why you said bread. No. Okay.
Yes.
So that's it.
That's
flattened chicken.
Yes, with mushroom.
With mushroom.
Yes, sauce.
But why is
Why is what?
Why is the chicken not here? That's what I was about to say.
The chicken is going to be served.
So you're leaving it for when we serve?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of work is still going to go on with the chicken.
With the serving, yeah. But every other thing is good to go.
Aha. All right, so there you have it. What Chef Beyonce is making for us today is something that is so easy to make, so simple, something you don't have to stress yourself over.
No,
I'm quite curious. Some people are not familiar with mushrooms.
You could make the sauce without mushrooms.
You could make it without mushrooms.
Yes.
But are these expensive?
No, at all. It's very affordable.
Can you get them in the market regularly?
Yes, you could get them in the store.
Not in your open market?
No, not in the open market.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you can get this in the store.
Yes.
How much would it cost and how many
Less
people
than
can this
1,005.
Less than... Wait, this bit you're telling me is...
No. Yes.
Oh, it doesn't come cheap. Again, the ingredients on your screen, check them out. Flattened chicken with mushroom sauce. That's what we're making today. Chicken breast, mushroom, chicken broth, salt, rice, paprika, black pepper, oil, Italian seasoning. That's what we're making use of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you buy this in a big bag?
No. It's actually in all these parks.
Okay.
They serve it they sell it in the parks. Yeah. So you just get it. Yes.
Like how many inside the pack?
About 10 to 15.
10 to 15.
Yeah, depending. It's always weighed. They weigh it and they sell it.
Okay.
It's always weighed, yeah.
All right. So you cut them up and there you have it. Is there a reason you're not covering the pot on fire?
Well, it's because I want the viewers to see what is cooking.
What is cooking,
so,
okay.
You know, at some point in time, yes, I can decide to cover it. But when I'm done cooking, I'll cover it.
Okay. All right, so I'm still quite curious about this because mushrooms are not stuff that people use regularly at home.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are rare, so to speak, except if you're in the village or you grew up there. That's when you have easy access to it.
Do you like mushrooms?
Well, I've tried mushrooms a few times.
But you're not a fan of it.
But I wouldn't say I'm a fan. Maybe because the types I've tried just didn't go well. The first time I had mushrooms, they tasted rather bland.
Okay.
So that was a problem for me. The second time I had them, they were too spicy. And the third time I had them...
How did you have these mushrooms? Is it like you had it like incorporated into your breakfast or it was like a main course?
It's a long story. It was greed. You know how, I was in the UK and we went to this eat all you can buffet.
Okay.
So because we had paid, I was determined to use all my money. So there I was.
No, that is Nigeria's street mentality. You have to.
I wanted to try
you must
everything.
Finish your money.
No, it's not even about finishing money alone. I wanted to try everything. So I put mushroom here, put shrimps here, in fact, by the time I was leaving, the lady looked at me like,
really?
You're really going to eat all of that? And I just kept a straight face. took off my jacket, like man's too hot, hung it, and then sat down. And maybe that was why I didn't really feel the taste of the mushroom, because
after
there were so many other
everything.
And
I sampled every other time, and you were confused, like...
The mushrooms were last because I was scared. I was like, I don't want this thing looks suspicious. I don't want this thing to mess up.
But there are different kind of mushrooms. Yeah, you find the ones where you see fresh, and you find the canned ones. I suggest you go for the fresh ones.
The canned ones actually have one weird loop taste and all.
Yeah, I really do not like the canned ones.
I don't like it.
It tastes quite artificial, you know. And
I've used it to fry eggs before, and I was like, because I've used fresh ones before. Yeah. But that first time I used it to fry eggs, I was like, this thing is just somehow. It's better when you use it like this. You know, put the salt, the seasoning yourself and all. Yes. But man, when you go to restaurants, just be careful when ordering mushrooms. Yeah.
Some of them serve the canned ones, you know. And you pay a lot of money for this kind of thing.
Yes, it's very disappointing. Like my grilled fish that looked like fried
canned mushrooms, really?
I'm telling you. It's time for us to go on a break. We will be back with more on the show. Stay with us. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
And sometimes when you work, a lot of your work is also contingent about somebody else's. So deliverables from a graphic artist, for instance, have to come in at a certain time for you to be able to then do what you should do. So sometimes that teamwork requires that everybody be on ground, have a meeting, bounce ideas off each other back and forth, and then once an agreement is done,
guess what? This graphic artist could send it to me online. I could review it, make my comments, send it back. I'm just saying, it's 2018.
Making an assumption. It doesn't work.
If you're even within the same office, you don't carry flash drives around anymore. You have to send it as an email. Honestly, if you have responsible staff, yes. And then
I'm just saying, we could find some more efficient.
If you've dealt with a graphic artist before, I don't agree. You know what a graphic artist would have delivered to you within 45 minutes, it will take him 3 hours if you're not seeing him face to face, because you need to sit down with him. Show him the colors, the things that should go in a certain way.
Seriously,
I'm not being conservative. I'm letting you know what's going on.
You did not listen to the word conservative. If you're not there, it will take 6 hours. An average graphic artist, web developer, they take forever to deliver.
Same thing with your tailor. There's this place.
No, don't talk about tailors now. This early morning.
But imagine, Mike, imagine if you're sitting with your tailor.
That's what I heard. The place in Yaba.
If you sit with your tailor, it'll come out.
You'll get out.
Whatever you stay there.
So this conversation, we should take it to social media. Really, we should.
Social media. Let's not
make your comments and use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria. We would love to know what you think. But welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. So as human beings, sometimes we find that we're talented in more than one area. While this is not a bad thing in itself, it could cause an individual to spend a long time on a merry-go-round before discovering where he or she fits in.
Like you could sing.
Yeah.
You would try your hand out. Many different things. And now you're sitting here with me.
Yeah, well, hosting a TV show. You never know. You never know.
All right, now, of course, this could have been the story of popular wedding photographer Kayla, but he's now reckoned with as someone who is really, really big. He raised the bar in the wedding photography industry, and he's joining us this morning to talk about his journey.
Welcome.
Good morning.
So what they call you, Sake, or we just call you Kelala?
Kelala.
All right. So how you doing? I mean, first time I heard about you was about 10 years ago.
Wow.
In 2008.
Wow.
And it was for a completely different thing. You were into music back then.
Oh, wow.
I had a couple of people who were in the entertainment industry, and you had some work that you were doing. But somewhere along the line, you discovered this new passion you also had, and you went into it as well.
So that journey to discovering photography, can you tell us a bit about it?
Oh wow, it's a long story anyway. I wasn't born with silver spoon, but right from childhood, I made up my mind I'm gonna make it. I was working with Virgin Atlantic, aviation logistics for Virgin Atlantic at international airports, and I was singing. Before then, when I was in university, 300 level, I contested for the position of the social director of the student union government. 300 level, I lost gallantly. Wow. My 400 level, I contested again. I never gave up. And I won unopposed. And I ruled the school. And I changed the social activities of University of Ado-Ekiti. And that helped me a lot. And there, I've been answering Kelala. And the names then still helped my business today. Okay. And when I was working at the international airport with aviation logistics for Virgin Atlantic, I resigned to join Virgin Nigeria. And there, when I was with Virgin Nigeria, while everybody is sleeping, when I'm on night duty, I get online to search for where I can learn about video. I started with video, wedding video. And I met someone in Texas that trained me on how to edit video. And I started learning. I went to London, I got my first camera, 7D, then in like about 8 years ago. And I started training myself on how to shoot.
So all this was self-taught?
All this was self-taught. I started training myself on how to shoot. And at a point, I started saving with Virgin Nigeria Cooperative Society.
Oh, okay.
So if you save 1 million, you can get 2 million. If you save 500, you can get 500. I mean 1 million, times 2 of what you saved. So I was saving half of my salary. And because I have a vision, I have a dream. And at a point, I got 1-point-something million loan. And I enrolled in a school in Washington, School of Photography. And I was leaving, people thought I'm wish-haunted. Like, how could you leave, airport environment?
So for you to go to the school, you had to leave that job?
Yes, I have to leave the job.
Of course.
So I resigned with the support of my brother in the US and my other family. And I went to study photography, and I came back, and I still thought I need to further more. I went to London School of Photography.
Wow. Again?
Yes, to further more.
Amazing.
And I acquired a lot of knowledge, and I put all of this together in my business, and I started at Omole Phase 1, where I was paying 350,000 naira rent per year. And 4 years after, or 5 years after, I moved to Lekki Phase 1, where I pay 7 million per year now.
Wow.
So if you look at the distance,
if you look at the journey as well,
and the risk and all that, it's amazing.
But it's worth it.
It's worth it
at the end of the day.
Yes, I used to drive GS 470 Lexus. I bought that car for like 4.8 million. I sold it for 2.5 million to acquire my Lekki office. I got loan from friends and family and all that. And today,
it feels like a very stressful journey.
Very.
It feels very stressful, like that, especially all this getting money from places, loans, because you have to pay back those loans. The responsibility behind that, the pressure.
Exactly.
How are you able to handle all that pressure financially?
Yeah, when you have a dream and you're putting in all effort to transform your dreams into reality, you care less about what might come. Do you get? When I was going to the Lekki office, it looks like I'm going to die. Like, oh my God, someone is just going to come one day and like, hey, you waste my money and stuff and all that and all that. But today, my walk-in customer alone will pay my rent.
Wow.
The people that walk into the studio to take pictures alone, when I calculate how much I'm making in 6 months, in 8 months, my rent is
covered.
Covered.
Wow.
Apart from weddings, events,
which is your main,
and all that,
which is your mainstay. Now, one of the things that is very important, when you look at the country the way it is, I mean, the federal government says we're coming out of recession, but a lot of people are still feeling like we're still in a recession. So lots of people are feeling, look, I've not been able to get a job for 1 year, 2 years. I've been at home. Some of them are even married. Maybe they have kids, and they're watching you right now, right? What would you say to such a person who maybe they've been thinking about the talent that they have? Maybe they can make shoes or they can make clothes or whatever. What do you have to say based on the journey and the struggle that you have also had?
Well, it is what it is. You can't rely on anybody. You can't blame anybody. We've got talent. When you have it in you, put it together, put something together and do something. I wish my late dad is alive to see how well I'm doing. Because I remember when I was in secondary school, when I graduated from secondary school, the money he gave me to buy my JAMB form was what I used to buy my first camera. Because I've always been in love with taking pictures.
Wow.
Because my cousin was having his birthday, and I want to take the picture.
So how did you buy the jam from eventually?
It was, well, I missed that jam.
Wow.
I just took part of the money with I bought a Fuji camera, 24 exposure, with the belief of, oh, I'll be able to raise that money again. For where?
Wow.
Honestly. And I didn't know how he got to know. He said, you are a bastard.
Oh,
This boy, you are a bastard. And I'll make sure I send it to school. If I don't send it to school, you will sell this house. I couldn't meet jam that year till the next year. So, and he said, you used to buy a camera, you want to, camera. So I wish he's alive today to see what photography is and how I'm able to turn around what photography is and the business and the marketing in the industry.
But that's not to say that education is not important, you know, because I'm thinking there's someone watching right now who might feel, oh, I might take that risk about, you know, getting a camera on my own or, you know, indeed selling some things in my house to get to a particular place. They might be making the wrong decision at that point in time. So the question is, how do I know when it's the right decision or the wrong decision to take certain risks? Because not everybody has that, you know, that liver to take such risks, especially with all the loans you said you've taken. Yes,
honestly, education is key. And life is a process. When I was in university, I was very active. And the training I got from school made me stand out from others.
Okay.
I'm educated. The training I got abroad made me stand out from others. And I'll say big thank you to Virgin Group, because they trained us on customer service. Because this is one of the major things people lack in the industry.
Okay.
When someone put a call to you and like, Ellen, who is this?
So how you learned how to have good conversations, how to do customer service. You learned how to deal with people better.
It helps a lot.
Okay.
So these are just little things that stand you out.
Little things that makes you stand out.
So right now, K-Lala is a combination of education, a lot of experience,
hard work,
of course, hard work, and of course, you know, education.
I mean, now, I mean,
interpersonal skills,
personal
and technical skills.
Yeah, because now, I mean, you are credited with a lot of firsts in the wedding photography industry. I mean, you started wedding videos, the short videos that people are seeing now, all the shots, you know, and different things.
Wedding clips.
Of course, people don't refer to that now, but you actually started that new trend.
Yes.
And of course, you opened up the industry for younger cats coming up and all of that. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much. Right. And something important that I did was I took hold of the social media, and especially Instagram. I made it my first office. Okay. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I grab is my phone, and when I get on my phone is Instagram. I post more pictures. The more you post pictures, bloggers post pictures, the more you get to spread your name and your brand. And it helps a lot. It has turned around. It has turned the business around for good.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming to the
K-Lala,
studio.
man.
Thank
you. He's the man. I mean, I'm already motivated this one.
We still have to talk.
No problem.
I like taking pictures.
Oh, wow.
But we have to go for a commercial break now.
All right. I hope you have been motivated absolutely by K-Lala's story. And maybe you can start your own story as well.
When we come back, Theo will be discussing, will be here to discuss the movie Lagos Landing.
All right, welcome back, people. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Now, Lagos Landing is a Nollywood multilingual movie produced and directed by Theo Ukpa, and has finally concluded production and set for international screening at film festivals across Europe. The film stars some of Nollywood's biggest stars and was shot on location in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, and of course, Theo Ukpa is the director of the movie and the producer as well. He's right here with us talking about the movie this morning. Hey, bro.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, man?
We're good.
So, Lagos Landing, I mean, I like the name. And it's a star-studded movie.
Yeah.
But the first thing I want to ask, though, is this the first multilingual movie when you're talking about international languages, Nigeria and French?
French, maybe yes.
Yeah, Nigerian and French, when you talk about international languages.
Yes,
But first, let's even take the trailer of the film, and then we'll come back and talk about it some more.
All right.
All right, let's take a look at this.
Not playing in the rain here is like you living in Paris and not seeing the Eiffel Tower.
Bayo?
Yeah?
Dream about me. D'un Brigitte. Ouais? Je trouve que tu vas un peu loin là avec l'homme de la toile quand même. Et c'est pour ça que tu penses que je suis folle?
I want to see him, to meet him face to face.
And then what?
I'll make this go away.
We cannot do our jobs the way you want us to.
That's absolute rubbish.
You are not above the law, my friend.
I'm a lawyer, I know the law.
Really?
Caught in this space and out here.
Mecca.
Je crois que vous êtes un clown. Non, juste un con.
How the hell did they escape? Do you want me to stop running and tell you the whole story? Or are you going to come into this forest and help us find them? You are crazy!
What is it? Be quiet. I am whispering. I think they are there.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, I'm looking at that, the trailer, and I'm saying, wow, this is a film, this is an absolutely amazing film that I'm going to be looking at. Now, I'm seeing romance, suspense, a little bit of thriller. Adventure, everything is inside the film. Now, what inspired this story? Because it looks like it's a bringing together of two cultures. There's Nigeria's side of it, and then there's the French side of it.
It was actually inspired by a true story.
Wow.
You know, while I was doing my film school in LA, there was this girl in my class, she's French, and then we got talking, and she spoke about her experience when she first went to India.
Okay.
You know, and she told me the whole story, because she has a fiance. So I'm like, how did you guys meet? And she spoke about how she was kidnapped, and then how she ended up in a particular place for a long time, how she met this guy who was also kidnapped, and how they fell in love, and how they are now engaged.
Wow.
So like, oh, makes a perfect story.
That's to be a perfect Nollywood
so
story.
I put this together, as I put it together with a Nigerian setting, and it just had a fantastic story to it. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Okay, so we have big stars in this film: Ramsey Noah, Emmanuel Ikubese, Desmond Elliott, Basoj. How did you decide that, okay, these are the guys I need to make this happen?
First of all, we're looking for actors that are, first of all, good, and then can break into international stardoms. You know, and it was very important because the movie was designed to break even, both for Anglophone and Francophone countries. That's why so far we've won like 8 awards international.
Yeah,
you know,
I heard about that. Yeah,
you know, so we've been breaking boundaries with it, so that, you know, from this standpoint we can bridge Hollywood and Nollywood in a way. While we're shooting this movie, one of the actors, DKD, was saying this is not Hollywood or Nollywood, this is Holly Nolly.
Yeah.
So they're just making, because they saw what was going on and the sets and what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, because when you watch it, it has this international feel to it, such that, you know, you can watch it in Nigeria, you can watch it elsewhere as well. Yeah. And one of the great attractions to it is the fact that it appeals to another culture and it speaks that language as well, which is something that we usually won't find.
30% French and 70% English. So we have Alliance Française and Unifrance. They're all involved in it.
And the British Council as well is involved. Yeah.
They're very excited about it. They like the push and where we come from, or where we're taking it to, and they're already talking about the next project we're trying to do.
That's what I'm thinking, because apart from you doing another project that is multilingual, other producers as well will take a cue from this.
Yes,
because sometimes it looks like we make movies for ourselves.
Yeah.
But, you know...
there's a bigger country.
And when you look at Hollywood, they don't make movies for Hollywood.
Yeah.
They make movies for the world. Yeah. So you see, China premiere, you know, South
global,
Africa premiere. Yeah. It's always global.
Yeah, like what Black Panther is doing, like China,
exactly.
India, everywhere. So we want to break even and break into, like, my next movie, we're doing 40% Afrikaans in South Africa.
Excellent.
So we're shooting SA, Cape Town. So we're doing Afrikaans, we're doing English. We're breaking into all the boundaries so that you can have Nigerian viewers, South African viewers, and then break it global all over the world.
Exactly.
We need to break out, because there's a whole lot going on in Hollywood that we're not breaking out to the world.
Exactly.
So these are phases to break into that world.
It's one of the things that I also wanted. I mean, it's incidental that you brought up Black Panther as a film. I don't even want to discuss it as, okay, a huge successful franchise that I just started, but I also wanted to look at it from the African experience. So sitting down and watching that film, I said to myself that a Nigerian could have made this, or Nigeria could have told this story. But it seems like it's still Hollywood that is telling the African story.
A Nigerian could have told that story, but it might not be as good as it is right now.
Of course, in the quality.
Because they have $200 million to play with.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, if Nigerians do that movie, you probably have like 20 million naira to play with.
50 million at the most.
Yeah. So if you see the cost implications and how many people are involved, and then we live in a country where people are making movies individually. Like, this is individually funded, produced, and directed.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Coogler that produced Black Panther had Universal Pictures.
Exactly. So they called him and gave him $200 million.
So that's like, there's a whole lot of people involved with it. You know, funding is a big problem here. Like, the countries don't supply. Like, the next project I'm doing with KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, they're already interested in partnering with me on the project. So, but Nigeria hasn't gotten to that area where there's a support system for the movie industry. I say, oh, nice job. When's your next project? Can we put 100 million into it and make it nice? You know, because what Black Panther is doing and changing orientations around the world, all we need to bridge the gap between tribal differences in Nigeria is just one movie. One great movie, and we'll find out that we'll forget about who's Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba.
Exactly. One nice romance film that just
nice
brings people together. Yeah.
Will change everybody's orientation. But nobody's seeing this, you know, like a tool. See, even yesterday I was watching a match in Manchester United. They scored a goal and everybody went like this. You know, because it's gotten into everybody's mentality.
Yeah.
That's the power of pictures.
Amazing.
So until we see that, we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, you mentioned the support system that, you know, the KwaZulu-Natal government is giving.
Yeah.
Talking about Sun City as well, I think that happened with AY's film, 10 Days in Sun City.
There's a lot of support going on.
But why isn't that happening here? So, for instance, you want to shoot a movie in, say, Owerri or in Lagos, and everybody just wants to tax you.
Yeah, so exactly. They want to get from you rather than give.
Why doesn't that support system then work in terms of tourism and not just collecting what they can from that one movie?
I think it's basically our orientation with, we just want to get, nobody wants to give. Like, if you shoot a movie in Nigeria, if you make 100 million naira in the cinemas, all you get is 30 million.
So the cinemas get 70%?
The distributors get 30%, cinemas get 30%, then there's 10% tax. Now, imagine 10% tax on all the movies that's gone to cinemas. But what's the government giving back to us? Nothing.
Wow.
You understand? So we're just giving. So that's why entrepreneurship in Nigeria, like, it's just you. You're driving the market yourself. Nobody's giving back to you. You're just driving and driving. Wow. So there's a whole lot of difference between we and guys in Hollywood. We're doing a lot here. Nigerian filmmakers are doing a great lot of stuff.
Without that much.
Without that, you know, it's just individuals driving the stuff, and we're the second largest in the world. Kudos to Nollywood, man.
Wow, amazing. Theo
Upa.
Do you have, are you in the mood for some chicken this morning? I'm going to be taking you to the kitchen.
Oh, for real?
And you're going to be sampling some things. Can you join us?
Wow.
Well, we've been busy in the past 2 hours. Beyonce has been doing this thing.
Oh, Beyonce.
And hopefully...
our big brother star.
Please have a seat.
Yeah, I think.
So that's Titi, that's Mary, and of course...
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Chef Beyonce in the building.
So we have flattened chicken with mushroom sauce.
Yeah.
So what we did was flatten the chicken breast and season with salt, black pepper, Italian seasoning, and paprika. Sear it on both sides. For the mushroom sauce, saute your mushrooms and add your chicken stock with a bit of corn flour. And here is it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Please try it and tell us what you make of it.
And if you prefer Nigerian soups, you can come on Friday.
Honestly. Okay, so...
Be our guest any day.
I am more Nigerian than foreign.
Please try it so we can know what you make.
2 million ingredients.
All right, then while he's tasting, let's see. We have to say our goodbyes as quickly as possible. A big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. And of course, a big shout out to Fola.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now our hair is being mirrored.
You guys are very excited about this Fola's place nowadays.
Yes, Fola is like, I don't know.
All right,
we look like twins now.
It's been a great Monday morning, and hopefully you've been sufficiently motivated.
You like?
Yeah.
You like?
Theo likes it.
Yeah, all right.
Spicy.
A big thank you to Theo for joining us this morning, and we'll see you again Tuesday morning at 7 a.m.
Bye.